Hello everyone, right, so I've just gone about a mile and a half out so far this morning. So, my mate Keith, Let's Tab 59, did a thing on banter, pranks and things like that. So, banter, let's start with banter. Banter within the British forces and still goes on, I know, with my Veterans Hub in Loughborough, is a term of endearment. When we're calling each other names, yeah, it's always done as a term of endearment. So we call each other names and so on. The RAF calls out the Navy call out the Army, and the Army call out everyone. But it's all what we call banter. There's no malice in it. We call each other names, and some of the civvies, when they hear you, you're like, Christ, you know. But you call each other names and then suddenly there'll be a big beaming smile across your face. So banter, whether it goes on still today, I honestly don't know, what with all the politically correct rules and everything that you're supposed to adhere to nowadays. I'll be interested to find out. So if there's anyone out there that's still serving, let us know. Yeah, same as Keith always says, let us know. It's interesting to find out how things are nowadays. Like I say, I retired 25 years ago. Pranks. We've all done it, haven't we? Yeah. The new lad that comes in, the FNG, as we used to call him, yeah, he comes into the unit and he gets sent off, doesn't he? He goes off down to the stores for a long stand, or go and get a sky hook or something like that. But there was one incident when we went through Tidworth, my first posting. We had a new Remy driver, a bloke called Andy Morris. And Andy Morris got sent out, yeah, to go and get a bubble for a spirit level. So off he duly trotted, went round all the units in Tidworth, and what was happening was our AQMS, our Artillery Quartermaster Sergeant, what he was doing was phoning up the units and letting them know what the whole thing was about. So Andy went out all around the units in Tidworth, all the stores, departments and so on, asking for a bubble for a spirit level. He didn't only do Tidworth, he went to Bulford. He ended up in Warminster, would you believe? There used to be I don't know if it's still there, there used to be a command workshops in Warminster. And he ended up at Warminster. He'd been gone for the whole day. Come 4 o'clock, back he comes. Yeah, and the AQMS just laughed at him. Stupid bugger. Fancy going looking for a bubble for a spirit level. Well, this is where the prank backfired. Because what happened was, Andy went, I've got one. So the AQMS looked at him and said, you what? So I got one. Someone out at the command workshops had got a broken spirit level, so we gave him the little file that's inside with a bubble in it. So of course, prank's backfired, isn't it? The egg is now on the AQMS's face. Whilst I was out in Bosnia in the late 90s, I was with 3 Battalion Remy, and I woke up one morning, or I got awoken, I should say, one morning by the artisan vehicle mechanic staff sergeant, a bloke called Jim Kelly. And he went, no, you're not going to believe what they've done to me. This was April Fool's Day. I went, what? He said, come and have a look. What they'd done, we used to work out of ISO containers and stuff. And what they'd done was they'd shoved all of Jim's desk and everything to the bottom of the ISO container. They'd opened up the doors at the end. They'd driven his Land Rover in there and then removed the steering wheel. So of course I'm stood there in the ISO container with Jim, wetting myself laughing. He said to me, I don't know what you're laughing for. I said, why? He said, look what they've done to yours. And I went round, I used to work out of an old, what they call binner. And what they'd done, they'd used the hydraulic lifts that most REME units, or REME battalions at least, used to have. And they'd hoisted my binner 12 foot in the air and then taken a power cord away. So I couldn't do anything about it. But not only had they done that, they'd gone around every single B vehicle, wheel vehicle that is, in the compound, and they'd removed all the steering wheels. They had done this during the night. Now the OC, when I was out there, was a bloke called Dave Carrins. And Dave thought it was absolutely brilliant. But as he said when he got them all on parade, brilliant gents, but I wanted everything back to normal by 12 o'clock. And sure enough it was. So there's two sort of pranks that in our day we got away with. Whether you'd get away with them nowadays, I don't know. Because everything's become far too serious. But there's an old saying in the army, if you play hard, you can fight hard. And that's what we do. We have pranks against each other to keep the sort of atmosphere alive. Especially when you're deployed away for months on end. I mean, our deployment for what was Grapple 7 should have been a 6-month tour. It ended up nearly a year because we moved over to I4. So you can imagine what it was like. But like I say, the banter, the pranks, so long as they're done in the right way, it's not an issue. Now nowadays, and you see it on the TV all the time, everything's about the fact that someone, especially in training, has overstepped the mark. Well, that's bang out of order, totally bang out of order. There are times when you need to be hard and you need to be quite ruthless with your training, but when it comes down to abuse, that's a big no-no. And those sort of people, I know if I was serving, I don't want them anywhere near me. First of all, because I'll probably take them around the back of the tank sheds and deal with it myself. But you're not allowed to do that anymore, are you? No. So, banter, pranks, initiation ceremonies, they used to go on quite regularly. When I first got to Tidworth, I went through an initiation where I ended up being strung up at the back of the recovery vehicle and driven around Tidworth with my coveralls open and my tackle hanging out. And it was just an initiation. It made everyone laugh, not only in our unit, but also the units around Tidworth. But it never harmed me. Yeah, I just accepted it as being the light-hearted banter and that it was supposed to be. But like I say, when people start to overstep the mark, then it's time for things to be dealt with. But I really wish that the mainstream media that always bang on about this young recruit's been bullied or whatever, yeah, they also should depict when things are being done right when it comes down to these pranks and that. But they don't, do they? No, it's not sensational enough for them. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys get on. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Not telling you what to do. We don't do that on this channel, do we? No, we don't. But if you do subscribe, do me a favour. Drop us a comment and say, hey Nobs, I picked up on your channel. Yeah, I'm from so-and-so. Yeah, and I'll guarantee you'll get a reply back because I like to interact with my subscribers. To all of you out there, it's a lovely day. I'm starting to sweat. I wish I hadn't put this Norgie on there. But it's a lovely day. Get out there, enjoy it. Even if it's for 15 minutes during your lunch break. Get outside. Don't sit at your desks. Yeah, get outside and enjoy life. Yeah, a good 15-minute break in the sunshine brightens up the day. So to you all, take care, stay safe. And as me and Keith always say, let's tab.